morning, Great Love. My name is Lily Harrell. I'm speaking on behalf of Reverend Victor Harrell. Reverend Victor Harrell was born in August of 1960. His adventure began in Alabama. He served in the United States Air Force and was stationed at Lackland Air Force Base, as a drill sergeant. This was followed by being employed and retired from Frost Bank in downtown San Antonio. Reverend Harrell's greatest achievement was his faithful service in the Lord. He united with Greater Love Missionary Baptist Church in 1998. After being introduced to Pastor Gillespie by his wife, which is I, Reverend Harrell served faithfully several ministries, which included Director of Church School, BTU, and Deacons Ministry, as he was ordained deacon. He also served as an armor bearer to Pastor L.J. Gillespie. The ministry now is named after him, VCH Harrell Armor Bearer Ministry of Great Love Missionary Baptist Church. He received his calling to becoming a minister and also received as a pastor at Galilee Missionary Baptist Church in Kennedy, Texas. He was extremely instrumental in various fundraisers and chairperson for different annual days. He served as a local secretary for Missionary United for Ministerial Development, which is MOMS, as well as attended Guadalupe Baptist Theological Seminary. Reverend Harrell was a proud Mason as well. He was truly a people person whom no one could forget. He loved helping friends, total strangers, and the community by donating his time, talent, and treasure wherever needed, including food, clothes, and money. He was truly a shining example for all men, always striving to please God, not talking the talk, but walking the walk. He was called home to be with the Lord on Sunday in September of 2012. He fought a good fight and finished his course. He is truly missed, but will forever be remembered as one of our honorees of Great Love Missionary Baptist Church. And by the way, he was also awarded a Man of the Year in Great Love Baptist Church.
My name is Nikki Strogan, and my father was a member of Greater Love Missionary Baptist Church. He joined in his later years. He was part of the U.S. Air Force, where he retired after 25 years and went on to work civil service for working here at Kelly Air Force Base. When the base closed down, he was relocated to Tinker Air Force Base, which is in Oklahoma. He was there for about 6 years until his health began to fail, and he relocated to Louisiana, which is his birthplace. That was where he resided. One of the things that he most loved about Greater Love was the fact that he could worship with his family. My father was not really a person who attended church in Greater Love. After relocating to Oklahoma, he still remained a member of Greater Love. He sent his tithes, and when he came to visit, he brought his items with him so that he could worship and he could usher, because he was part of the usher board before he left. One of the most inspirational things I could think about Greater Love for him was he loved to hear the word. It was something that he knew was instilled in us, and he wanted it instilled in him as well. If I could think of a favorite scripture for him, it would be, I could do all things through Christ that strengthens me. He was a strong and loving person. He would give to whoever.
It's okay.
He would give to whoever was in need. It didn't matter if he knew them or not. It could be somebody walking down the street. If he saw there was a need, he tried to abide by that. And I think that's one of the things, one of the traits that we picked up on as a kid. We try to help everyone, regardless if it's someone we know or not, because that's what we were taught.
So your father had a special designation, right?
Yes.
He was uniquely known as what?
He was known as the Oklahoma member because once he moved, he still remained a member of Greater Love. And there was nothing that he could do about it. He loved his church. He loved his pastor.
Good morning, Greater Love. My name is Pierre Scott, and I'm here to pay honor to Stanley J. Moore. Stanley was born in San Antonio in 1932. In 1950, he graduated from Breckenridge High School, and he joined the U.S. Coast Guard. He chose the Coast Guard because that's what he was familiar with, and he was used to Calaveras Lake and Corpus Christi. Well, unknown to Stanley, the Coast Guard basic training was in New Jersey in the wintertime. And the military being like it is, they decided that they was gonna put him on an icebreaker. So I can tell you, Stanley didn't last too long in the Coast Guard. While he was on a ship shore, he met his wife, Teresa, and they moved to San Antonio where they had 5 kids. After he got back to San Antonio, he joined the Air Force Reserve, and then he joined the San Antonio Police Department, where he stayed for a total of 30-something years. I met Stanley. Well, Stanley was working part-time trying to feed them 5 kids, and that's where he met Deacon Board. And Deacon Board and Stanley became real close friends. And then I started working at that same place back in '68, and that's when I met Deacon Board and Stanley, and we became lifelong friends. Everybody called us the Three Amigos. Well, Stanley was not too much of a church-going man, but Deacon Board stayed on him, and he stayed on him. And then Stanley finally told him, he said, "Well, if I can join that church that you belong to," he said, "I'll join church." Well, Deacon Boyd and myself had a talk with Pastor Gillespie. Pastor Gillespie went over to his house, and he was impressed with Pastor Gillespie. And then he came around there and he said, "Will y'all let me join your church?" Pastor Gillespie said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, what about baptizing?" Pastor Gillespie said, "We will baptize you." And Stanley said, "Well, I don't know if I can make it in that pool or not." Pastor Gillespie said, "We will get you in that pool and we will baptize you and you will be a member of the Greater Love Church." That was a happy moment. That was in 2020. I'm sorry, that was in 2019. Stanley passed away the next year. Well, one of the last words he was saying when Pastor Leslie went to see him in the hospital, he said he thanked him very much. And that's the life of Stanley Moore.
Pastor L.J. Gillespie.
Master Sergeant Earl McGinnis served 26 and a half years in the Air Force, an additional 22 years civil service as he managed the Officers Club at Kelly Air Force Base. Our father was an honorable man who loved God and he loved his family. He was a proud member of Greater Love Missionary Baptist Church, where he served on the deacon board and was an usher. Thank you for allowing his legacy to continue on.